What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. Want to talk a little bit about the Cardinals, and I want to hear from you guys as well. I'm curious about your interest in the Cardinals right now in the last 3 weeks of the season, because I just want to be honest with you guys. I always try to be very, very honest. I just find it really hard to be interested in this team right now. And it's not all the Cardinals' fault, but a lot of it is the Cardinals' fault. I know the Cardinals, they're not even that bad. Entering the day, one game above 500. It's not like they suck like they did last year. It's hard for me to be excited about the last month or so when, there's essentially a 0% chance of them making the playoffs. I looked before I recorded this video. I think it's 0.3% chance of making the postseason. And I'll just say, as a baseball guy, I've always been, since I was a little kid, I've always loved baseball more than any other sport. And there's nothing better than a September playoff push, getting people excited, even if you don't make the playoffs. Think about some of those years, some of the Matheny years at the end, I think the first Schilt year, even those years, September was really exciting when they didn't make the playoffs because, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I feel like they missed out on the playoffs all those years in the final week of the season, sometimes the final weekend of the season. I remember that year that Schilt took over. I think they started that week. I remember doing a live shot at Busch Stadium where I feel like they had something like a 60-70% chance of making the playoffs on the Monday or Tuesday of that final week. And then they kind of crapped the bed, maybe went like 1-5 or 2-4. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's something like that. That was the first Schilt year. So I guess that was the year Matheny was fired there. But I don't know. It's not all on the Cardinals, though, because also I think, look, I'm no longer in TV. I'm no longer doing everyday radio where we talk about the Cardinals on a daily basis. I obviously don't cover the team like I used to when I was working in TV. But, we have this channel here where we're doing Cardinals content, trying to almost every day or several times per week, hoping and trying to do it at least every weekday. And another thing is, and I'm being completely truthful. I feel like, look, if you're in the content creation business where you're trying to make money off content, there's not a ton of interest in the Cardinals right now. And you're trying to make an investment in things where you're going to make money now and down the road. The Cardinals aren't going to be in the playoffs, right? October could be great for interest and content and videos and people writing and talk shows and all that. They're not going to make the playoffs. We'll see what happens this offseason. Maybe it's interesting. Maybe there's some fireworks. Maybe something happens with John Mozeliak. Who knows? But even next year, I don't really feel like this team's going to be that great next year. I feel like they're going to be kind of the same as this year, 500-ish. And by the way, so I brought up the fact that I'm no longer working in TV, no longer working in radio. So I'm not really, when I say have to, I like watching baseball, but I don't have to talk about the Cardinals each and every day. So I don't have to watch the games. I don't have to even look at the box scores. I'm happy when the Cardinals win. I'm happy they won last night. What Ryan Helsley's doing is fantastic. But also, I'm not going to pretend like they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not pretending like I'm really that interested. Most nights, I don't even care to turn the game on. I'm just being 100% honest with you guys because that's what I try to be on this channel. And again, it's not all on the Cardinals. My job changed. I'm married with 2 kids, doing kid stuff. I'm way more active in the Kenny Wallace channel, following NASCAR. Way more active in this Everybody Settle Down channel because politics are crazy right now. And 2 months till the election, it's fun to talk about that. So, yeah, I'll tell you another thing. And I have kind of evolved on this as I've gotten older. Even though I love baseball, being a baseball fan is a lot of commitment. I don't want to say work because it's fun. Watching baseball is fun. Watching a winning baseball team is really fun. But if you really want to know what's going on with the Cardinals, you're basically having to watch about 6 games a week for 3 hours or so. You're talking about an investment of time of 15 to 20 hours per week. That's why, look, I didn't grow up a NASCAR fan, but the watchability of NASCAR, I think it's another reason football is so popular. Football is super popular because of gambling, because of fantasy football and all that. but it's an easy watch. It's on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, if you like college, if you like both, if you have a team, whatever it is. You can usually watch your team for that window for 3 hours, usually on a Sunday, maybe Thursday, maybe Monday, whatever it is, but it's once a week. You can be 100% dialed in for that 3 hours, and then you can go back to work, stuff with your kids, family, all that, and then you got a game the following week. That's why I'm telling you, NASCAR is a fun, easy, manageable watch. If you're just watching the Cup Series, guys, it's basically 4 hours on a Sunday. And you can watch some of the pre-race festivities and pageantry and then maybe take a break. You got stages. You tune in, you watch the last 5, 10, 15 laps of a stage, do something, come back, watch the last 5, 10, 15 laps of stage 2, boom, come back, watch the last 30 laps where it's always super exciting. Bing, bang, boom. You've invested 3-4 hours total, but really you can kind of do stuff around the house and you can rewind and all that. And it's one day and it's 3-4 hours. And baseball is an everyday commitment. But also look, the beauty of baseball is that it's on every night. It can be the backdrop of your spring. It can be the backdrop of your summer. It can hopefully be the backdrop of your fall and into October. Well, when it becomes October, though, it's no longer the backdrop, right? It becomes appointment television. You want to watch every night. September, you want to watch every playoff game, be totally locked in. So I think that's part of the reason I'm not locked in, because they're not making the playoffs. And it's been a rough couple years, right? 2022 Cardinals were very interesting. Albert Pujols, they make the playoffs. They're playing the Phillies. They're at home. Great chance of winning that series. They lose it. Ever since then, 2023 was awful. You had a couple bright spots. I mean, the whole deal with Adam Wainwright was a rough watch, but then he got his 200 wins. And then this offseason, you think, okay, maybe they did enough to squeak in the playoffs. I don't think anybody thought they were going to be great. So, look, most people predicted 82, 83, 84, 85 wins, which is probably going to be, look, right now, what? They're going to end, if you projected it, probably, 83 wins, something like that, which is basically what everybody said. I think I said 83. I don't remember. I'll go back. After the season, I'll go back and I'll see how wrong I was. I think I'll probably be close on the win total. I said the offense was going to be a top 10 offense, and they've been not even close to that. But I think I said top 10 bullpen, which I believe they still are. And I thought the starting pitching was going to be in the 20s of baseball, which I'm guessing they are. If you're looking at ERA or whatever you want to look at, they're probably around 20th, 23rd, 24th, whatever it is. And we'll do that all. I've done it throughout the season. I haven't checked in the last 3-4 days, but I'm sure it hasn't changed much. The offense, which most people thought was going to be good or really good, just wasn't. Bullpen, I think, was about what you thought it was. Starting pitching, maybe you thought there was a little more upside and they could be middle of the road. They've been relatively bad overall. I think that's fair to say. Probably somewhere in the 20s if you're looking at some of the data, stats, analytics, whatever you want to call it. So there you go. Day game, I will probably turn it on. I'll be doing stuff around the house. I do all my work off the laptop now for all the YouTube stuff. So it'll probably be on in the background, but I don't know. I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys like me? But also, I didn't grow up a Cardinals fan specifically, right? But I love baseball, and I do like the Cardinals, and I root for them. I love going to these day games during the weekday, especially. But I just have no interest in going today. And I feel like I have a group of friends that like to go down sometimes, and nobody really wants to go these days, which is sad. So I don't know. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom. I'm just honestly telling you guys that I find it really hard to be interested in the St. Louis Cardinals here in 2024. So there it is. It is what it is. Comment, like, subscribe, and as always, support our sponsors. Triad Bank, triadbanking.com, Corner Butcher and Chop House, now in the same building there in beautiful Fenton, Missouri. You have St. Louis Lawn Care, St. Louis Equipment, STLMowerRepair.com, STL Lawn Care for lawn cutting, obviously, treatment, aeration, mosquito, bug control, mulch. They do it all. For STL Equipment, they'll repair your mower. You can buy a new mower. The big-time brands, we're talking Wright, we're talking Skag and all that, small engines. I have a Husqvarna fuel mix blower I bought there. I have a Crest battery-operated trimmer They do it all. And then, of course, Triad Bank, triadbanking.com. Best thing I ever did for my rental property business, taking all my commercial loans from a big national bank that didn't care about me to a beautiful local bank, Triad Bank, over there in Frontenac. That's the location I go to. They also have a location in Creve Coeur, but it's triadbanking.com. Retail banking, commercial lending, they do it all. The customer service at Triad Bank is top notch. All right, enjoy the Cardinals game. I'll have it on. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just being honest. The Cardinals, it's hard for them to really grab my attention these days with the way they're playing. More so the fact that they're not going to make the playoffs. All right, see ya.